The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Let me be your lighthouse so I can show you the way. Let me be your shining light, I'll keep you from drifting away. I'm the one that makes you try.
Hello, this is Patty Hunter. Welcome to my show, Patty's Page. Today's guest is Jennifer Ford. Hello, Jennifer.
Hi, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
So where are we? This is
Jennifer Ford Art. We started a year ago in September, and we've had quite a few shows in this last year, and the current show that you're sitting in is called Import Export.
What does import-export mean?
So when we first opened, one of the prevailing thoughts was that Fort Wayne has a hard time supporting its own artist market, and a lot of them are being exported to bigger cities and they're making it there. I was finding that we had just as many people leaving as were coming, so imports. And so that's kind of the theme of this show. There are a lot of different reasons that artists are living into the city of Fort Wayne. In Chicago, LA, New York, they're being priced out of the market. Rents are very high,
really?
That sort of thing. And so they're coming home. A lot of them already had connections here, but we also have a few artists who came here from other countries. So 2 came from Burma. We also have one of our artists, Alex, came from Russia. So we have a very, very diverse group of people here in Fort Wayne, and we wanted to be able to highlight that.
So who was your first guest to do his show here?
Well, we had a few people in mind. So they were people that we had been wanting to work with, people that we knew. And so they all kind of came together at almost exactly the same time. We had a list of about 15 artists. Some of them couldn't do it just because of shipping concerns and that sort of thing, some of the exports that are living in other cities. But otherwise, we had all 13 people that ended up coming. We're really excited about. We're really proud of their work and the diversity of it.
I interviewed Frank Lewis Allen. Now he was here. How many months ago?
He was our first show in September.
September. Oh my goodness, that long ago.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, stars, it's been a while. Well, I'm glad I came here to talk with you. I mean, are you originally from here?
I am originally from Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I am a boomerang. So I left when I was about 17 years old. I lived in Montana first, and then I moved to Vienna, New York, Boston, New York again. I lived in Prague, and then moved to Miami, and then Vienna, and then I moved to Vienna, came here when I was on my break with work visa things, and I said, man, things are changing. I'm ready to be back. So.
Oh, you've been all over the place.
I have. I have been all over the place.
You're married?
I am. I met my husband here. That's one of the reasons that I'm still here. I know. I was single up until the time that I moved back, and I did have a son, and he and I met, and it was kind of a love at first sight thing, and we instantly got married and have been here for about 4 years now.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
We've been married 25 years, Bob and I.
Oh yeah?
He's the cameraman. So are you going to be showing us the artwork that you have here?
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about them?
Yes, I'd be happy to talk about each one of the artists. All of them have a very unique story and a very cool perspective, something that's a little bit different, something that, that talks about Fort Wayne and either specifically the market or their artistic process and how it's been developed.
Oh wow! You're gonna show us the book.
Yeah. So we always like to make catalogs for all of our artists, and that just gives you a little bit of background history. Talks about the show, how we decided to curate it, and what are some of the central themes that are important to the show. So in the book, you can kind of follow along and go through the show and take a look at each one of the artists and, you know, get a little bit of perspective on what they do and how they do it.
So where are we going to start?
Wherever you would like, actually. We can start right here, the work that I'm looking at specifically. This is Catherine Rohrbacher, and she is an import-export-import.
The first one that you're going to be showing us is this with the cat in the middle?
Yes, yes. So,
oh, I love cats.
These are fantastic. You know, we share our space with a design studio, and this happens to be the designer favorites. You know, they just love these pieces and seeing them being easily placed in anyone's home. Catherine is coming back to us from LA. Oh, yeah. And you can tell that she has this gorgeous designer quality, and a lot of her works kind of touch on memorials, just the difference between, you know, that designer kind of lighter end of life along with these memorials. So in this piece you have a cat, a memorial to a cat. In the next one after that you have a bird who has passed away, but if you look at the wallpaper pattern in that piece, you actually see the cat. So you see the source of
the source of why the bird died.
Right, exactly. And kind of the same here with the fox, only you're going opposite. So this is a fox looking at you, very, very hungry. You can see it in the face of the fox, and then in the wallpaper around it you've got the bird, so you have the prey. So, you know, a lot of
birds are after the fox.
Or the foxes are after the bird, so it's opposite than the other one. So yeah, so she is a fantastic artist, and I specifically like her mix of the really raw kind of wood aspect, and then this very glamorous, we call it diamond dust in the business, but it's glitter.
It's soft.
Yes,
but it's not too gaudy. But
right.
It's nice. It's nice. You have beside us.
Yes, so after that we have two. He is actually a refugee from Burma. He had never been an artist before. These are works on pencil, if you can believe it. He had never been an artist before. Wow. And he had to go to a refugee camp in Thailand, and there he found a mentor who was an artist and just kind of worked with him and discovered this talent. So two came to Fort Wayne because we have a very large Burmese population here. And he's been creating works of art that really represent how grateful he is to be here, who are the American heroes. He's kind of exploring that as someone who's decided to make this place his home. And as you can see, the technical difficulties in his pieces are just amazing.
How does he do it?
Right? I mean, he's really incredible, and a beautiful soul, soft-spoken guy with a great family.
Gentle soul?
Yeah, very gentle, very, very sweet.
So the next, how many pictures are there?
Oh, there's so many pieces, and we could go around each one, and I think some of the works really speak for themselves. The next one we have is Madeline Wilson, and she is an artist, again, born in Fort Wayne, but exported to Los Angeles. Right. And she is a fantastic photographer, really dealing with a lot of technical issues in her work. She does a little bit of digital manipulation, but you can contrast that with the very raw, natural element of her work. She really likes to specifically look at landscape pieces.
Mountains.
They are mountains.
Oh.
Yeah. So you were right on. So that is that. And then, would you like me to keep going with every single artist and tell a little bit about it? I mean, we've got a lot, so we can stop there and go on to different topics if you like. But that's just within our eyesight. And I know our artist Gregg is going to be talking to you about his work specifically as soon as he comes back on too.
So how many artists are in now?
13. Yes.
Can you name them off?
I can. Yes. And just so that I don't forget anybody, if you don't mind, I will read them off. So we have Gregg Coffey, Tu Do, Nick Farron, Rosie Lee, Sarah Nordling, Tim Parsley, Catherine Rohrbacher, Alex Sherbakov, Stephanie Carpenter, Ethan Ross, Jacob Saunders, Chandler Soden, Austin White, and Madeline Wilson.
Oh, wow. And they're all excellent.
And they are all really fantastic. And again, we really tried to have a representation from a lot of different mediums. So everything from sketching, graphic design, charcoal works, photography.
Sculptures?
We had one sculptor who actually, he does mostly sculpting, but he did a 2D piece for us.
Oh, we
Yeah.
gotta see that.
Yeah, so we've done some really interesting things here, and actually the fabric works here, back here have almost a sculptural quality to them.
Yeah, they do look nice, right?
Yes, they're
Not too
wonderful.
bad, some of them.
Yeah, I mean, she actually comes from a background in the seminary, and so you can almost see that they have this quality to them, like church decorations. So during Lent or during the different church seasons when they would put up different tapestries. To me, it reminds me of that specifically.
It's
but-
beautiful.
Mhm.
And those beside the TV.
Those are hers as well.
Oh my goodness,
Mhm.
she's very good.
Yes.
So, what else is in here that you have of interest? What is your future? Sandra Nordling, you got all the names of the people and what they have done, where they're from.
Exactly. I mean, honestly, we really try to hold to New York standards. So that's the background that I come from as far as gallery work is concerned. And so every show that you come and see here, all of the works are always going to be for sale. But we also try to educate you in the process. So we're trying to do a dual purpose of an exhibition space, but also a retail gallery space. Because again, supporting the artists that are here is a very, very important aspect of what we do. And it's what will help them remain here and be able to continue working.
Well, you will be a part of 2016 Art Market Production, Market and Design, and this will be at the Bridgehampton Museum. Where's that?
That's correct. That is in New York,
New York.
in the Hamptons.
Ah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I know
I'm
we're very
impressed.
excited. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, we just got invited to the Art Market and Design Fair in the Hamptons.
When will that be?
That is going to be on from July 7th until the 10th. And we're going to be bringing a few artists from here, Northeast Indiana, but we're also going to be utilizing our contacts outside of Fort Wayne as well. So
That's cool.
yes, we're very
I'm
excited
happy.
about
How'd
that.
you learn that?
I've always been working in the art market, in all of the different cities, and so I've been here in Fort Wayne trying to build this business, but I'm ready to go back out and remake all of those connections with the galleries that I worked with
You
before.
going to tour or something?
Well, the Art Market Productions has different art fairs in different places. So another one that we're going for is the Dallas Contemporary Fair.
It doesn't stop, right?
Right, exactly. I know. And then we'll be doing Miami projects, hopefully in Miami, and then it continues to go on and on from there. So this is a production company, and each time, again, the works are for sale. So depending on what sells at one art fair, we'll be bringing different works on for the next ones.
That makes sense. That
Yes.
makes sense. You were on Insight.
Yes,
That's with Dirk Rowley.
that's correct.
So, what you guys talk about?
So we talked about this show specifically, and we talked about all of the issues surrounding talent attraction and retention in Fort Wayne. It's something that Greater Fort Wayne Inc. and a Northeast Indiana Regional Partnership, a lot of these big entities that are trying to help out Fort Wayne in business development see talent attraction and retention as a very important component to how Fort Wayne will be able to grow. We need to be able to attract talented young individuals to come and fill kind of these new sector jobs, which have to do with art, design, computer work, that sort of thing. And so having a very strong artist community is something that the younger generation really finds attractive, and it's one of their deciding factors that they use when they're saying, will I move myself or my family to a particular city?
So, with high schools and that, do they have art classes, or is that being pushed out?
I would say yes and no. Every time I try to talk to someone about the different programs that there are for the arts, I would say from the high school, public school sort of system itself, it's been on the decline for quite a while. However, there are so many individuals in Fort Wayne that are really picking up the slack. I mean, ArtLink has great kids and teen programs. I know Wunderkammer downtown.
Wunderkammer.
Dan, he does some fantastic teen workshops and programs as well.
Yes.
We've had 2 workshops for children. And so I think that they're a very key core group of us who understand how important it is to allow children to be able to express their creativity. And we're trying to provide those opportunities for them.
So you have singers and dancers when artists have their events
Yes.
here. So what is your, what kind of events, like, are they with food and cocktails and
Yes, and they're free and open to the public, and we've done all sorts of events. I mean, people are really loving this space and just like being around a rotating art exhibition system. So we've had everything from charity events to art openings to big concerts. Man, you name it, it seems like we've had it. High school reunions, graduation parties. It's just become a great gathering place, which makes my heart really happy, because it's something that I was hoping Fort Wayne would be able to respond to. And you know, they've come out in droves and really been very supportive of us.
And
Which
you're
is
not
nice.
too far from the Carroll High School.
That's correct. We're right next door. So
they
we're
can come.
yes, exactly. And we're looking for more and more ways to get as involved as possible with them. So
That's cool. Well, listen, I'm going to speak to one of your artists that you have.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, we really appreciate you being here. So thank you, and yeah, I know you and Greg will have a fantastic conversation.
What's his
So
name?
Greg. Gregg Coffey.
Gregg Coffey?
Yes.
And how long has he been artiste?
Quite a long time actually, and he's a boomerang too. So in and out of Fort Wayne. We just can't get away. Yep.
Something about this place is
Right? Exactly.
kind of glued. Well, thank you, and I'll go and talk with Greg.
Yes.
So, thank you.
Thank you again.
I should have you on my show again.
Yes.
When you have something else coming in, like
Yeah.
I can be able to cover it or something.
Oh, it would be wonderful. The next show that we have is called Dirt in Our Hands, and it's a collective of artists who are trying to really explore the nature and the natural beauty and surroundings of Fort Wayne in Northeast Indiana.
So when is that?
That one starts, I believe it's July 15th, don't quote me on that, but
Okay.
around that time.
Okay, we'll be right back, and I'll talk with Greg. What's his name?
Coffee.
Coffee. So, see you in a moment. Hello, welcome back. This is Mr. Gregg Coffey. How do you spell your last name, sir?
Coffey.
Oh, you spelled it a different way.
Oh, I spelled the original Gaelic, Irish
I like the
spelling.
Gaelic. I like the Gaelic here.
It used to be Coffey.
Coffey.
Yeah. So it's
Wow.
kind of like changed over the years.
So it was a change when they came over from Ireland or something like that? Or?
I wish I knew.
Yeah. Well, you're an artiste,
Mm-hmm.
a painter,
I have a degree from IU in oil painting,
oil painter.
and then I have a master's in printmaking.
So where are you from then?
I'm from Kendallville.
Kendallville.
Yeah.
You have art here.
Mm-hmm.
Can you describe how many pieces of art do you have here?
I have 2, and then 1 at Wunderkammer.
I have one at Wunderkammer. So what is your style?
That's a good question.
Is it like an abstract or?
No. I guess the best way to describe my style would be surrealism with a strong Asian influence and oftentimes Celtic influence.
Oh, there you go. So I like Asian,
Mm-hmm.
Japanese, Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
So where did you get these inspirations to paint like that?
I studied formal Chinese painting for 7 years.
Where was this here?
No. I was living in Bloomington. I had just finished my BFA, and I was walking to the art supply store, walked past a gallery, looked inside, saw these big, beautiful Chinese paintings, and I went in and talked to the owners, asking if I could possibly have the phone number of this woman. You know, galleries don't give phone numbers out. But I was persistent, and they eventually gave me her number.
Wow.
And I named my daughter after her.
Well, that's all right.
And as I was telling Jennifer, I just this week, I got curious on Facebook, because her first name is Sun Mei. I knew her as Sun Mei had one,
Yeah.
because her husband was a visiting math professor. And I punched in Sun Mei, and all of a sudden it came up Sun Mei Qian.
It's a lovely name.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know what the
What it
name
means.
change means,
Nah.
but she's still painting.
So the two that you have a big one and a smaller one.
Yes.
What's the big one about?
The big one is called Yuki Onna Battles Cthulhu on Tokaido Bridge.
You been to China?
Was that?
Have you been to China?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. So what's it about?
Yuki Onna is the Japanese snow witch. Snow queen, snow princess.
Is that like a fairy tale or something?
Yeah, it's a myth. She's supposedly, some accounts she's breathtakingly beautiful. In other accounts she's hideous. And I think it has to do with if you see her in a blizzard,
You're about ready to be done.
you're done.
You're done. You're cooked.
So I had done a couple of other versions of her, and I was just really fascinated with the whole concept of the Snow Witch. And Cthulhu is from H.P. Lovecraft. He's known as the Ancient One. It's like an octopus.
Is that the second picture?
That's
Still
who she's
first-
battling on Tokaido Bridge.
Ah.
That's the character with the tentacles in a kimono.
Oh, merciful heavens.
Was that?
I said merciful heavens.
Sure.
Oh my goodness. And the second one?
The second one it has the title I cannot pronounce because it's in either Tlingit or Kwakiutl. But I was part of a show called the Vessel Show, and they asked me to do 3 paintings for the Vessel Show. So I did one that was Chinese. It was a goldfish in a bowl and flying out of the bowl. And then I did another one that was Celtic. It was the sacred salmon of Finn McCool that was in another kind of vase.
Yeah.
And then this third one, which is
Hanging up here.
Northwest Coast,
Oh, yeah.
Indian, Native American, or
My
First
husband-
Nation.
My husband's part Mohawk. So, yeah.
So that was
I understand that.
a killer whale motif.
Orga. Orga.
But yes, yes.
Wow, listen. Oh, this is cool. So, how many paintings, how many places have you put your paintings?
You mean over the years?
Yes. All over the map?
All over the map,
You
yeah.
been all over the world, or
More or less. I mean, not me.
your paintings?
If I get a show, I can barely afford the shipping. I mean, I did a show in Paris.
Ah,
I had, I think,
très bien.
5 pieces in it.
Oh wow.
I was one of the group of artists that got the show. I was the only one that didn't go.
Oh wow. But did you sell any, or they just?
I don't think I sold anything in the Paris show.
Oh. But you know, you are. What I have seen, you're very, very good. at what you do.
I got into a show in Stockholm and
Yeah.
won a prize.
All right.
I got into a show in Osaka,
What's up?
Japan, and I got into a show in Mexico City.
Wow, you are all over the place.
Well, the show in Mexico City, I was part of a group of printmakers in San Francisco, and we published a group portfolio every year where we would do an edition of 50 etchings.
Oh,
And then we would even hire bookbinders to come in and teach us bookbinding. So by the end of the year, we would each have this beautiful portfolio of prints of each other's prints.
do you do sumii?
Is that?
Sumii?
Uh,
That's a Japanese.
sure, but I mean, my training is Chinese,
Chinese,
yes. I studied with Sun Mei, and then I studied with Kao Kong in North Carolina.
Right.
And
You're
then,
older.
and then I
That's
moved to
good.
San Francisco to study with Louis Song Wong
You saw one, yeah.
and Jimmy Tan, who I recently discovered again, because he changed his name to James Tan.
Is he here?
He runs a painting school in Vancouver.
Vancouver, BC?
Yes.
Ah, we're
I-
from Canada, you know.
Oh, really? Okay.
Toronto, eh?
No, I was visiting my daughter when she lived in Seattle, and we drove up to Vancouver,
They have good stuff up there.
and we were at the Sun Yat-sen Memorial Garden,
Oh my goodness.
and in the pavilion was an exhibition of Chinese paintings. And they're the same school that I studied under, Lingnan it's called. It's kind of a modern approach,
Oh my goodness.
kind of a splashed ink approach. And I just remember being completely knocked out by the paintings and trying to explain to my daughter, do you see how much better the professor is than his students? And
So you just do oils?
no,
Acrylic?
right now, I've done 20 paintings since relocating here, and they're all mixed media.
What's your favorite style besides Chinese? Paint, oil, or water-based? Or...
Well, obviously, I'm stuck doing these mixed media pieces,
Oh,
and I have two really large canvases stretched, and I need to finish the painting I'm working on. I have a commission for a new medical clinic that's opening up. I got to get that finished,
yeah.
and then maybe at some point I'll get back to the oil painting.
Have you done murals?
No,
No. That'll be
I
interesting.
tried
It's interesting.
when I lived in San
That'll take a
Francisco.
while.
When I lived in San Francisco, because there was a big mural movement there,
Yeah.
I made an appointment with the main person. And I took in my portfolio. I had my little tweed jacket on. I was trying to represent well. And as soon as I got in the guy's office, I realized that I was too white.
Oh, yeah.
I was too educated.
Oh, my stars.
And he basically, he had all this extremely radical left-wing stuff on the wall. And
That's not what you were looking for.
well, no, and he said, what's a well-educated person like you? Why do you need to do a mural job? And it's like, well,
Well, you can do your own stick, I mean.
so I didn't get the job, but that's okay.
But you can do your own thing. I mean, you're excellent. Your work is done, and this is about the end of the show. Thank you.
Thank you. It was nice talking to you.
It'd be nice talking with you then. Thank you for coming on my show.
Sure.
You're a very interesting person.
Oh, thanks.
I love Japanese.
I've heard that before.
I love Japanese. Irish. I don't know, just like me. So, you've been over to Ireland?
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely, yes.
Well, I hope someday I'd like to go there. So we'll see you next week, and thank you.
You're welcome.
And this is Patty Hunter of Patty's Page. Goodbye.
Godspeed, my love, until we meet again. You're always in my heart and every dream. Don't let this time apart give in to all our fears. God will keep us close from up above. So until we meet again, Godspeed, my love. God is with us all.